All right. Hey. I'm Rick.
I'm Millie.
And this is episode 28
28
of season 3
Tre.
of Yonks Ago. Bang. Back in the new year with business.
Season 3, could it be Donnie B? Who is he? Just another bit of history that we're gonna get to know in a brand new little season of Yonks Ago. A father and a daughter putting on a show, finding out about people from Yonks Ago. Y-O-N-K-S Ago. Y-O-N-K-S Ago. Fact or fiction, we don't know. Y-O-N-K-S Ago.
Hello.
Yeah, you did it. You've
Yeah.
gotten right in there after the theme song. Kicking this year off right.
New year,
New
new
you.
me. Yeah.
100%. So this is our
Also,
first...
wait. Did you notice how many B's Dad said
Yeah.
in the intro?
Bang back in the new year,
Business.
something business. Bang
Yeah.
back business. The bang back business.
Yeah.
B for bang back business. That's what I'm all about.
That sounds like a broken back injury or something.
Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain. No, I haven't broken my back, so that's a win. I'm not in a mountain. No way.
Unless.
We're back in the kitchen, which is a mountain of comfort.
Yeah.
You know, it's a happy place.
The mountain in the Nancy Wake story.
Oh, she was all about the mountains,
Yeah.
hiding in the mountains, climbing over mountains,
Yeah.
making mountains out of molehills. Good old Nancy Wake. So we did. I was trying to work it out. We did about 57. We did 57 episodes of Nancy Wake, 17 of Ned Kelly.
Yeah.
So that is 74 episodes,
Get
and
into
so we've done over 100.
Yeah.
all up.
I remember we made a big deal out of the 100 and we were like, this might be our 100.
Yeah.
But also those like mini episodes that
I
we did.
know, but
It's hard to count.
But we've done over 100 actual official episodes. I might have even celebrated it at the time, but I'm old, and I forget things.
Fair enough.
It's 2022.
That's a lot of twos.
I'm
If
not
you
get-
ask me, that's at least 3.
I know we
twos.
should have waited to do episode 22 at the start of 22, but we didn't.
Well, who can plan that?
Nah.
That was weeks ago. That was like
Yonks Ago waits for no one.
that was so last year.
I know. So this is a whole new year. We're back at it again. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Won't stop. We'll never stop.
No apologies. And we're deep in the thick of the Don Bradman story. And as we were building up,
Oh yeah, it's exciting.
we had a bit of beef for build up because Don Bradman has established himself as the bane of England cricket. He went
Yes.
over to England and embarrassed them. He made them look quite the fool. And now England's coming to Australia. And they do not want to be made the fool by Donnie B once more. So we are about to get into what has become known as the Bodyline series.
The what line?
Bodyline, B for Bodyline.
B for Bodyline.
Absolutely. And so we're gonna take a little bit of time,
Yeah,
but
may as well.
But also, who knows? We might get through it this whole episode.
Yeah.
I
I mean, we're pretty quick these days.
Mate, bang bang. He batted. They won. The end.
Pretty much. That's about right.
Yeah, that's the Don Bradman story. Can bat. Moving on. Can bat. Possibly not the greatest guy.
No.
He took
great
his wife
fielder, though.
took his wife on a working honeymoon. We're going to America, my sweet. Oh, thanks, Don. I will be playing cricket about 80% of the time. Feel free to go shopping.
But hey.
But we'll see some things. Mostly cricket ovals. Baseball ovals that we're going to play cricket on. Apologies to all our American Yonky Doodlers. I know that baseball is not played on an oval.
Yeah.
It is in no way oval shaped.
Unless
Unless
they could make that game.
baseball on an oval.
Yeah.
It's called
But-
cricket.
No, but whole new rules.
Oh yeah. What you're saying is some hybrid form.
Yeah.
Baseball rules
No.
played on an oval.
Yeah, but if it was baseball on over, that's not cricket.
No, it's not.
Because you've got to run on the bases, B for bases.
That's right. I mean, you're right. So we're going to have to take some time to really work out this hybrid form
Yeah.
of cricket ball. I know that's not the best blending of baseball and cricket.
Basket.
Basket. Now we're getting somewhere.
Sounds like basketball.
I
right?
know. And there is a movie called Basketball, which is a movie about someone who makes a blend of baseball and basketball.
Okay.
So
That
we're
sounds
going.
funner.
So we have to try
Cricket
to.
and baseball are very similar.
I mean, they're almost the same game.
But you could do baseball with a cricket bat.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Baseball is what happened when someone explained the rules of cricket to someone who wasn't quite listening
No.
and then had to go and start start the league, and they're like, wait, did you pay attention to the rules? And he's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, you play it like this. I 100% was paying attention, and that's how baseball started. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds about right.
But let's get to the Bodyline series. 1932-33 was when this season was played.
Oh, yeah, good days.
The summer of 32. So, obviously, that's pre-World War II.
Yes,
but
as we know.
But it wasn't all calm waters. You'd say the build-up to World War II was just, it was...
The tensions
It was on the distant horizon.
Yeah.
I guess it was not part of the general zeitgeist at all. So, stop bringing it up. Move on. We're not there yet. 32, 33, you'd say safely between the wars.
Yeah.
Now, the England team, which toured Australia in 32, contained 4 fast bowlers and a few medium pacers. You say, so what? But I tell you, at this time, such a concentration of pace bowlers was unusual.
Oh.
And even drew comment from the press and the players, including Donnie B.
I'll get in.
Everyone was like, gee, there's a lot of fast bowlers. I mean, how many fast bowlers do you need?
Surely we only have, right now, one spin bowler.
Yeah, I know, but back then, it's like you always had a mix, you know?
Gotcha.
You didn't need that many. Bowlers, they just kept on bowling.
Really, I'm just saying it's like different now.
Oh, this whole thing...
Drawing connections, wasn't
If they
I?
played the Bodyline series today, no one would even blink an eyelid. They'd be like, is that enough fast bowlers? I don't think you brought enough fast bowlers with you, England. Are you taking this tour seriously? Double your fast bowlers. At least 8 fast bowlers. But at this stage, everyone's like, oh, what's going on here? Even Donnie B's like, that's a lot of fast bowlers. Now, on the journey, Captain
Jack
Jardine.
Sparrow.
No, Jardine. Douglas Jardine.
Jack Sparrow.
He's just become the captain, by the way.
Okay.
He was not captain when
Fresh.
He was the one that when they came to Australia, no one liked him. He was the posh one.
Oh.
Everyone liked Larwood, the working class fast bowler, but everyone hated Douglas Jardine because he was like that. I don't even care about...
Sounds like sardines.
Yeah, Douglas Sardines. I'm here to play cricket and I'm not interested in any of you riffraff, was the General Sardines way of looking at life. And he hated losing. And
so we don't like him.
he hated Bradman.
Gotta be a good sport, buddy.
So he instructed his team on how they were going to approach the tour, and he discussed tactics. So
That makes sense. He's the captain.
I mean, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. If anything, he's just doing basic captain level
He
duties.
instructed his team?
He's like, team meeting, guys. And everyone's like, oh, this has never happened. Oh, how are we going to fit 4 fast bowlers in the team room? Oh, we've never had a team meeting before. This Sardine guy's breaking all the rules. So Sardine's called a meeting on the ship.
Bit bold of him.
Because as we know, when Australia goes on a ship to England, all Don Bradman does is embarrass people with his tennis prowess. He's like, who wants to play quoits? Who wants to play tennis? Hey, kipbacks, I'm going to make you look the fool. So they just play sport the whole time there.
Yeah.
Whereas Douglas,
No team meeting.
Captain Sardines, has called a team meeting. And he's gone, I've got some tactics, boys. Gather round, boys. And he has decided that they are going to use something called leg theory. Fast leg theory, it's called.
I don't know what that even is.
And sorry for the long pause. I just had to really take my time to try to get my head around this. Because they decided that Don Bradman, or in this team meeting, Douglas Sardines has instructed his players. He's like, we're going to use leg theory because we think Don Bradman. Now that's the last time, boys, that I want to hear anyone use the word Don Bradman. From now on, we refer to him as the little bastard. B for bastard.
Jeez.
Little Donny bastard.
How rude.
And if I hear anyone call him Don Bradman, I'm going to punch you right in the nose. Little bastard. Everyone, what do we call him? Little bastard. Little bastard. Little bastard. They've got it.
They all sound very old.
Most cricketers were quite old. And they've decided that the little bastard, Donnie B, is a little bit susceptible to short bowling.
Okay.
because the last time he played, sure, he made 239 runs, but every now and then they'd get the ball up around his head, and he looked a little bit like, I don't like that.
Gotcha.
So they'd gone back, they watched the tapes, and Captain Sardines has thought, I think he's a little bit scared of fast bowling. How can we maximise that? So they settled on fast leg theory, or what becomes known as Bodyline.
Jeez.
Which is not a very popular... It's not a very popular way of playing cricket.
Okay.
Most people use it...
I've never heard of it.
Most people use it in a defensive way. I can show you what they do is they bowl fast down the legs, the legs.
The legs.
Down the leg side, makes sense. How it's been used in the past is leg theory was you bowl down the leg side in a boring way and it's test the batsman's patience.
Yeah.
You put lots of fielders on the leg side or... The batsman doesn't have many scoring options.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do something stupid. So it was a real boring defensive way of bowling. But these guys are using fast leg theory, which is a much more attacking form of leg theory. So they're not going to bowl down leg side. They're going to bowl at the body.
Oh,
they're going to bowl
Bodyline.
at the body and at the head.
Yeah.
At the body and then at the head with a stacked leg side field. I can show you what they're...
So they're trying to kill them at the head?
Yeah, and again... This happens a fair bit these days, bowling at the head.
Yeah.
But back in these days, no helmets.
Oh, yeah.
Not even any protective... No, they had flimsy little pads.
Yeah.
Really, basically, like gloves.
Just a ball.
Yeah,
What's it going to do?
And it was generally seen as, you weren't out there to try to kill the batsman. It was a test of skill. But bowling at the head was frowned upon, most certainly. But look, I'll show you a picture of what a bodyline field looks like. So there's the batter, and they just load up close, looking for the little ball to fend off and pop up. They just keep attacking them, and eventually you'll get them out.
Yeah,
that's the theory. But at this time in the cricketing world, frowned upon, not seen as very sportsmanlike.
Fair enough.
But Douglas Jardine doesn't give a crap. He's like, little bastard made us look stupid, and I'm not having it. Not this time, little bastard. Not on my watch. I'm going to kill some cricketers before I lay down and let you make a fool of me one more time, you little bastard. Or some such.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so they've settled it in. Now, and they had a couple of early matches, tour matches, where they didn't unleash the full bodyline tactic. They just... Every now and again, they whip it out. And that was enough for everyone who was watching, who saw it happen, being like, oh, I don't like where this is heading. I can see what's going on here. Oh, suddenly the 4 fast bowler thing makes sense. If they're going in all out, attack the body and attack the head, then why wouldn't you have so many fast bowlers? But we don't like it. Everyone's like, what's going on? This is not cricket. But they're like, as long as they're not going crazy with it, every now and again, sure, mix it up. But if this is how you're going to intentionally play cricket moving forward, no, we don't like it. And then they had a little tour match against New South Wales, I think, or an Australian 11. Anyway, Don Bradman was playing, and so they tested him out a little bit. Oh, no. And he responded by playing a very modern brand, like these days, like jumping around the crease.
Like Steve Smith?
Yes. So trying to mix up if they're going to continually bowl at my body, if I step this way, then it's not at my body anymore. But, and he had a little bit of success, but he only made like 36 runs or so. But the press and the public didn't like that either, because they were like, the way he's batting, that's not cricket either. Jumping around like a goose. Stand there and hit the ball. So everyone who's watching at this stage doesn't like the bowling, doesn't like the batting. Everyone's upset. But
very conservative thinking.
Yeah.
The game's going to change.
No, but they didn't know this at the time. They didn't want it to change. And so then the first test of the Ashes comes around. So there's been this bubble of bodyline building up. Yeah. The little bodyline bubble build-up.
Bees.
And so the first test is in Sydney.
Yeah. Sydney test right now.
I know. It's raining in Sydney. Well, that's why we're able to record during the actual game. Otherwise, I'd be plonked in front of the cricket. But it's raining. So the first test, there's a real build-up of tension. But guess what? Bradman missed the first test in Sydney.
Sick.
Worn out by constant cricket and an ongoing argument with the Board of Control.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of beef going on behind the things. Probably about all the work, all the little contracts he's got going on. The Australian Cricket Board were all like, stop being so contracty. you little bastard. And he's like, what'd you call me? He's like, oh, it's just this thing apparently we're supposed to call you. No, you're not supposed to call it, just the English. Sorry, little bastard. So he missed the first test. Bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Now, Douglas, Captain Sardines, later wrote that the real reason was that Donnie B, the little bastard, had suffered a nervous breakdown.
Oh.
Well, we had heard he'd been a bit worn out, public scrutiny. His working honeymoon was a lot more tiring than he expected. So Sardines is like, I think Donnie B's lost it. Little B for breakdown.
Yeah.
And the English bowlers used Bodyline intermittently in the first test.
Okay.
But every time they did, the crowd were like, boo!
Fair.
Vocal displeasure is how it was described. But I will tell you, the Australians lost that game by 10 wickets.
Oh, dear.
Absolutely smacked. Larwood, we like Larwood. He's like, all right then, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to bowl. Hello, Aussies. I'm not much different to you, am I? Hey, Governor, anyone want me to sign a shirt? You can take a photo of me. I don't care. What's a photo? I don't know. Are they invented yet? Probably.
Yeah, surely.
Thank you, historian. Historical check. Now, Larwood was particularly successful, returning match figures of 10 wickets for 124. That was across both innings. Now, one of the English bowlers, his name's Gubby Allen.
Ooh.
Little Gubby Allen.
Sounds like Barry Allen, fastest man alive.
He was the fastest bowler alive,
Yeah.
Gubby Allen. I'm Gubby Allen, the fastest bowler alive. He refused to bowl with fielders on the leg side, clashing with Captain Sardines over the tactics.
Ooh.
So Sardines is like, here you go, Gubby Allen. It's your turn to bowl, Gubby. You know the rules. You bowl at the body, you bowl at the head. I'll put 10 fielders around them, and we'll get him out. And Gubby's like, I don't think so. I'm the fastest bowler. I'm Gubby Allen. No, I can't give him an American accent.
No.
It's wrong for cricket.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, Captain. It's not how I want to play my cricket. If you want me to bowl the ball, I'll bowl it my way or no way.
It sounds like Hagrid.
That's how I'm imagining. I'm thinking Gubby Allen's got real Hagrid vibes.
Yeah.
All right then. I'll bowl for you, Captain Sardines, but I won't be doing no leg theory. It's not my. I wasn't raised to be, aggressive like that. And Sardines like, well, I'm not happy about it, but if that's the way it's going to be, because I do like you, Gubby. I've got a real fondness for you. So I'm going to ask nicely. One more. Are you sure you don't want to bowl with the Bodyline? No, thank you.
Don't want to waste it if what's his name's not there.
Yeah. All right then. All right. Well, only because the little bastard's not playing. I'll give you a free pass this time. But Gubby, get your head around it. Okay, it's the English way of moving forward. And so Gubby's not doing it. And in the end, didn't need to because they won by 10 wickets.
Yeah.
So who gives a rat's? The only Australian batsman to make any impact in the first test.
Kippax.
Not even the kipper.
Oh.
A man who we haven't talked much about, Stan McCabe.
Whom?
Stanley McCabe. And he didn't mind it at the head and body. He was good at the hook and pull shot.
Oh,
so they were just playing to his strengths. Yeah. So he just hooked and pulled everything aimed at his upper body and went on to score 187 not out.
Get into it.
In 4 hours from 233 deliveries. So
when did what's his name? What's his name? Archie Jackson.
Archie Jackson.
When did he die?
Oh, I don't know. We'd have to go back and check the tape.
Is it still his era?
I feel like let's stop recording and do a quick fact check.
Okay.
All right. I've done my fact checking on Archie Jackson, and this was very much towards the end of our man Archie Jackson's life. Apparently, he started the 1931-32 season in good form and good health, but then he deteriorated during that year, and by July 32, I think he'd travelled to Adelaide for psoriasis treatment, and he'd come down with tuberculosis, but he was still kicking on, and during those initial tour matches that England played where they were trying Bodyline, people were calling for Archie Jackson to be selected in those games. But he took medical advice and decided not to.
Yeah.
He then took work as a sales assistant, and then he wrote a column for the Brisbane Mail. He wrote extensively about the bodyline tactics employed by the English team during that summer. Now, here's a fun fact. Archie Jackson, our man Archie Jackson, insisted that bodyline was legitimate, held no threat to the game, and that it could be combated, which was a minority view in Australia at that time. So he was just like, everyone relax.
Yeah.
Mate, I've had psoriasis and tuberculosis. If you're worried about a bloody cricket ball coming near your head, you're in the wrong caper. And in many ways, if you know where people are going to bowl, you should be able to combat it. If they're consistently bowling in the same spot, like Stan McCabe, he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to hook or pull most of these balls. Yeah. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
So if people are going to continue to bowl in the same spots, they've set their fields for that. The fact that all the fielders were on one side means there's no fielders on the other side.
Exactly.
You should be able to make them think twice about bowling bodyline if you're crafty enough. Which is what Archie Jackson was saying. But the Australians were like, we don't want to have to jump around in the crease. We don't want to have to do silly things. We just want to stand here and play cricket. And Don Bradman had tried to jump around a bit and mix up the line, and everyone had said, you look like a goose.
Silly goose.
And so, look, everyone was a little bit torn about what this meant for the game. But look, regardless, they won the first test with limited use of bodyline by 10 wickets. Behind the scenes, administrators began to express concerns to each other. You worried? Oh, yeah, I'm worried. There's a bit of that going on in the stands. But the English tactics still did not earn universal disapproval, as we just learned. Archie Jackson's writing in the paper, everyone take a chill pill. Everything's going to be fine. Former Australian captain Monty Noble, he praised the English bowling.
Oh, get into it.
He's like, it's just smart bowling.
Yeah.
And if you win by 10 wickets, who's to argue?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Woodfull, captain of Australia, Bill Woodfull, was being encouraged to retaliate to the short-pitched English attack with his own, like, why don't we do the same to them?
Yeah.
And they were saying you should include more pace bowlers, get in Eddie Gilbert, Laurie Nash, never heard of them, so obviously they didn't get much of a go, to match the aggression of the opposition. But Woodfull refused to consider doing so. He's like, I'm not doing it.
It's not the Aussie way.
Yeah, it's not the Aussie way. So he had to wait until minutes before the game before he was confirmed as captain by the selectors, because all the selectors were like, we need to get stuck into them. We need a captain who's going to fight fire with fire. And Bill Woodfull's like, well, I'm not that captain, so pick me or don't. Yeah. And in the end, they did. And so then that brings us to the second test where our man, the little bastard, returned to the team after his newspaper employers released him from his contract. You see, so he missed the first test just because he had some newspaper gig.
Silly contracts.
Donnie B, what? You've let them win by 10 wickets because you want to...
If it doesn't start with B, don't do it.
Yeah.
Contract starts with C.
It
it's
does.
the wrong letter.
Yeah. You're not Donnie Cradman. All right? That's a whole different guy. Donnie Cradman can write for the paper.
Yeah.
I wish him well. Donnie Cradman's articles are second to none. I've got a few of them clipped out. I read them every day. He's one of the finest sports writers that has ever graced the pages. Donnie Cradman, we salute you. But Donnie Bradman... Stay away from Donnie Cradman's...
Cricket does start with
C. Sure, cricket starts with C. Sure.
But he's a batter.
He bats and he bowls.
Yeah.
More known for his batting, but some of his bowling spells were second to none.
Yeah.
But look, so cricket's a grey area. I think cricket is something that Cradman and Bradman can both do.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, because sure, the Cradman dude can write about cricket. But he can't bat.
No, certainly not. So the second test has come around. England this time have continued to use bodyline even more so.
Yeah.
Bradman comes in first innings.
Get into it.
Out first ball.
Yep.
Chops it on.
Thought so.
So they're all like, I'm pretty happy with the way. Well done, everyone. Captain Sardines, just wanted to let you all know that you've done a bang-up job. The little bastard is out for naught, faced one ball. How good is English cricket? I've got to agree with you there, Captain. I'm glad we didn't have to bowl much body line to him. Oh, that's enough, Gubby. We don't pay you to talk. So he's out for first ball. In the second innings, he comes in and they unleash the full Bodyline attack against him.
Yeah.
Unrelenting. He scores an unbeaten century.
Oh.
Does Donnie Bradman. So, I mean, it's kind of a draw, isn't it? I mean, hard to draw any real conclusions. His unbeaten century helps Australia to win the match and level the series at 1 match each.
Get it?
So one each. The critics began to believe the Bodyline was not quite the threat that had been perceived, and that Bradman's reputation, which had suffered slightly from missing the first test and then going out first ball, sure. But now it was slightly restored. However, this is what we must know, asterisk, against this whole thing. The pitch that they were playing on here was slightly slower than the others in the series.
Oh.
And Larwood,
Just a tester.
our man Larwood, was suffering from problems with his boots.
Oh, no.
Sounds like sabotage.
Yeah.
His beef of boots had been bothered with. And that reduced his effectiveness. Larwood, why aren't you bowling so quick? Oh, I've got sore feet, Captain. My feet I think my boots are too small.
Get some new boots.
You want to borrow my boots? Larwood, your boots are too big.
This team's only got 3 people.
Yes, there's Larwood, there's Gubby Allen, and there's Sardines. There is another bowler, another fast bowler called Voce. John Voce. Is it John? No, I think I made up John because I think I know someone called John Voce.
Oh.
His name's Voce. It's probably Bill. Everyone's called Bill back then. So look, the series is tied. 1 test each. The first test, Bradman didn't play. So what do you know?
So probably could have won that one.
Yeah. Second test, Bradman had 1 absolute horrific failure and 1 match-winning innings.
Yeah.
So Bodyline, I mean, you wouldn't say Bodyline got him out first in the first innings because anyone can go out first ball.
Exactly.
So you would have to say at this stage, our man Beaver Bradman, the little Beaver bastard,
Yeah.
he's on top of Bodyline.
Yeah.
Bodyline hasn't troubled
Can
him
handle.
too much. So will they persevere with it? You'd have to think they would. But the rumblings are there because in this test, as he made his 100, they bowled some pretty fearsome Bodyline bowling at him, and everyone was like, ooh, this is rough to watch.
Yeah.
We've never seen cricket like this before, and we don't like it.
No.
And so that's where we're at. We probably need to leave it there with the series tied.
Okay.
1 test apiece.
Yes.
And Bodyline causing all sorts of trouble in the press. People are split. The world is divided. Archie Jackson's all for it. But Don Cradman is against it.
Yeah. But he's from another universe.
I mean, Multiverse Cradman has ripped a hole in the space-time multiverse fabric and just popped his head in to say, Bodyline, don't like it. And then he disappeared.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. There's 3 tests to go.
Yes, there are.
And look, the current day series, wouldn't the English give anything to be tied 1-1 after 2 tests? Because the English have been absolutely embarrassed here in modern day, current day, not Yonks Ago.
Yep.
It's 3-0 with no sign of a bang. The only thing that's going to save them is the rain in Sydney from a 5-0 whitewash. So if they started bowling Bodyline now, you wouldn't blame them.
No.
You wouldn't be for blame them. Which, no, you wouldn't say that's not against it. You'd
Why
say,
aren't they?
You'd say,
gotta YOLO it.
You'd say anything you can do to try to scrap some sort of respectability. Quite frankly, we'd support it because you brought shame upon your country and everyone who knows you. Am I being too harsh?
No.
No. Thanks for backing me up. All right, so we've kicked 2022 off. That's it. We're 1 episode deep. We're over 100 episodes into the Yonkiverse.
And that is facts.
Well, Millie can sense the end of the podcast coming. She's got a real head of steam. She knows that I have trouble wrapping it up, so she's getting into I'm going to have to wrap this up somehow mode. But how's she going to find a window?
Well, that's all, folks. In conclusion, that's all. See you next time on another episode of
Yonks Ago!
Nailed it.
Yeah.
No flaws.
I mean, you struggled for a little bit, but you found your way there.